afternoon. We are here at Meldon Law and Friends. Our weekly podcast has been going on since 2020. We're here with an incredible guest today that I think is going to be really interesting, talking about the Fountain of Youth. And we'll talk more about that later on in the podcast. As our audience is probably aware out there, Meldon Law is a full-service law firm specializing in personal injury cases, generally cases where someone's been into an accident, has been injured through no fault of their own, and they've had to go get medical care, and they want to see if there's any type of recovery that would be available. We are the firm for you. So you can give us a call during anytime during the week or weekends at 352-373-8000. That's 352-373-8000. My name is Kerry Meldon. I'm one of the owners of Meldon Law, along with my father and CEO, Jeffrey Meldon, who is actually at home today nursing an eye infection. So I'm taking the baton and going to have a great Meldon Law and Friends show today. As we usually do, we're going to have some announcements before we get into the interview. The first thing I'd like to let the listeners out there know is that we do offer free consultations both over the phone and in our office. Jeffrey and or myself are generally available for in-office free consultations during the week. We are unique in that circumstance in that you can actually get to meet the lawyer whose name is on the front of the firm, and we are proud that we have that ability to meet our clients. So if you ever want to have a consultation with us or some other lawyer from our firm to talk about anything whatsoever, give us a call at 352-373-8000. We are local. We've had our office in Gainesville since 1971. We also have offices in Ocala, Lake City, and Williston. So we are covering the North Central Florida area. We actually handle cases all the way down from the Villages up to the Florida-Georgia border. Anywhere between that area and Florida, you give us a call. And in fact, we have a lot of cases in South Florida as well. So anywhere in the state of Florida, give us a call at Meldon Law, 352-373-8000. So I want to talk a little bit about the Meldon Law Charity Stripe campaign with the Florida Gators men and women's basketball teams. We are excited to announce a new partner for the Meldon Law Charity Stripe campaign with the Florida Gators men and women's basketball teams. Our previous partner was the Alzheimer's Association, in which we were able to give a large check to last year. Over $20,000 has been donated since 2022. But this year's charity recipient is going to be the Ronald McDonald House, which is an incredible organization. We will be donating $19.71 for every made free throw from each the men and the women's UF basketball team. So every time they make a free throw, we are going to be donating $19.71 to the Ronald McDonald's Charities of North Central Florida. And this provides comfort, care, and resources to families with sick children, allowing them to stay closer near the hospitals where their children are receiving the treatment. As many of you know, the Ronald McDonald House in Gainesville is very important because we have a huge pediatric hospital where there's a lot of, unfortunately, very sick children. And the Ronald McDonald House will actually house these families for elongated periods of time so they can be there next to their children as they're getting treated at UF Health. This donation commemorates the year Meldon Law was founded, which was 1971, and represents the firm's longstanding tradition of giving back to the community. There is going to be a equine industry exposition, hobby horse equestrian games, and all breeds horse parade November 22nd and 23rd. So hobby horse, whatever that is on Friday, November 22nd and Saturday, November 23rd. It's located at the Florida Horse Park in Ocala. So let's see what this is. It's Equine Industry Career Expo with demos and a live breed exhibit plus evening extravaganza. Then on Saturday, there's an all-breed horse capital parade plus hobby horse equestrian games with ribbon and trophies. Learn horse sports from the safety of a stick horse. Okay, so I guess the hobby horse is a stick horse. and a portion of the proceeds go to the Foundation for the CEP for Equine Education Programs. It is free admission, so why not check it out? It's at the Florida Horse Park in Ocala. You can touch and meet horses, learn about equine-related careers, see horses parade in all of their majesty, and compete on stick horses for ribbons and trophies. So come and see the finest hobby horse equine entertainment in North Central Florida this Friday and Saturday. November 23rd, also in Ocala, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. is the Light Up Ocala event. Every year, downtown Ocala transforms into a festive wonderland with breathtaking string lights and holiday decorations. Celebrate the start of the holiday season in downtown Ocala with Light Up Ocala. There is going to be lots of shopping, and it's also free to go check it out. So if you're going to see the hobby horse, you can the same day see the Ocala Historic Downtown Square. So that's where the Light Up Ocala is. Also on December 5th, which is in a couple weeks from now, Thursday, December 5th from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Best Western Inn, there's going to be the 2024 Business of the Year Awards celebrating our region's best businesses. I assume this is in Gainesville, Florida. I do not know, though, because it does not say, but I'm assuming this is the Greater Gainesville Chamber, so it should be the Best Western in Gainesville, which is located on the west side of Gainesville, and it annually honors businesses for their role in helping our region become the global hub of talent, innovation, and opportunity. To be considered for a business award, these businesses or organizations should be a chamber member in good standing and stand out for their excellence and innovation within business practices and community involvement. Saturday, December 7th at Heritage Park in Williston, there'll be the Winter Wonderland and Light Up Williston event. This is going to be powered by Cross Oak Wealth, and it is going to be offering free snacks, toys, crafts to children under 12. There's going to be rides, bounce houses, face painting, games, and everything is free. So except for the exception of the food trucks. But if you want to go check it out, it's Saturday, December 7th at Heritage Park, beginning at 6:30 p.m. It's the Winter Wonderland and Light Up Williston. The next Saturday, December 14th, there's the Christmas in Columbia County Holiday Market, which is Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., so it's a day parade. It's west of Olustee Park near the Lake City Police Station, and they will be hosting crafts, food trucks, children's activities, and entertainment. We will also be having our Meldon Law Team Christmas Party, December 14th, so if you're listening and you're a member of the Meldon Law team, meaning that you're one of our employees, we're going to be having a Christmas party on that Saturday, but you should know that already. So that would be same night. The next and final event is Wednesday, December 18th from 5:15 to 6:45 p.m. There is the Dance Alive's Nutcracker final rehearsal, and Meldon Law will be sponsoring that final rehearsal of the Nutcracker at 5:15 to 6:45 at the Phillips Center. So if you have any questions, give us a call. You can always go to our Facebook page at Meldon Law to see the free giveaways. Basketball, gymnastics, baseball, softball are all going to be in full swing if they're not already this season. So always stay tuned to our free giveaways at the Meldon Law Facebook page. So that is it. I am done with the announcements and giveaways of this week. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to focus in on our first guest, Mark Cline, advocate of ASEA. He will be in here in a few minutes, and we'll be talking about his product, ASEA.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon, because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey!
Somebody else
hit us!
Here we go again.
And we are back here at Meldon Law and Friends, our weekly podcast. Without further ado, I want to introduce this week's guest, Mark Cline. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming.
And Mark's here on behalf of an incredible company that we were talking about before the podcast. And we were also talking about where you were currently living, which is the Villages down a little bit south of Ocala. But we have a lot of really important clients to us that are from the Villages. And I was talking to Mark a little bit about his background, and he moved back from South Florida up to the Villages. Tell me a little bit about how that worked out for you.
I told my parents to go find some place that was like hometown Texas, and I'd move somewhere close to them, take care of them as they get older and such. And they came across the Villages, and we came to visit, and it was like, yeah, we'll move here real quick. So we did.
They loved it.
That was about 10 years ago.
So that was when it was really first kind of developing. I mean, it had been around.
Brownwood was just getting going.
And what first brought your attention to it, the Villages? When did you hear about it?
My parents.
Yeah, how'd they hear about it?
My mother's been tracking it for years.
Okay.
And my dad was going to surprise her and was looking at some other places. And then they drove underneath that the bridge on 441. And she got all excited. And he's like, well, this wasn't where we're going, but I guess we need to. So
this is the destination. That's
yeah.
the way it works, right?
The rest is history.
So, and you're from Texas originally?
Yes.
What part of Texas?
Dallas area.
Oh, great.
Yep.
So did you watch the Monday Night Football game last night?
No, didn't get into that.
All right. Well, it was not much to watch.
Doing some entertaining last night.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the Cowboys, this is not the Cowboys' year, but always next year.
Yeah.
So, your parents moved to the Villages, and you hear about it. Tell me about, what your next step was once they were going to relocate, and you wanted to be close by.
I just wanted to, be there for my parents and such, and we ended up acclimating into it.
Did you have a business plan at that point?
We at the time I was doing the financial industry, and since I've gotten out of that, but we have an executive suites building in the Villages, doing real estate and such. And then about a year and a half ago, that's when I came across the ASEA. And that kind of changed my life a lot.
It changed everything. We're going to focus a lot on ASEA. I want to start with the executive offices, because I know that was something that you were doing when you first met our representatives from our office, is that you were renting out offices to doctors and other professionals.
Attorneys, CPAs, massage therapists.
And these are incredible offices. I've been there before. Yeah. They're spectacular.
We built it about 6 years ago.
They look brand new, and the location is right there in the smack dab in the middle of the Villages.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so, you got that going. It seems like it's a great gig. And you said a year ago, your eyes get open to a brand new opportunity.
Well, I didn't look at it as an opportunity at the time. We were, my mother was having some, medical issues, and such, where her joints, and she was very weak and everything, and all part of her immune system. And she'd been to every doctor. and she just would not take medications and such. And so I'm having to help her out of her chair just to give me a hug. And it was just kind of heart-wrenching. It's like, okay, this is not good. Fast forward 3 weeks later, she pops up out of her chair with a smile on her face and comes over and gives me a hug. And I'm like, who the heck plugged you in?
Right.
And she said, well, a friend of hers introduced the ASEA to her, and she'd been drinking it. She's skeptical of it. She didn't say anything to anybody.
Right.
And I'm like, well, whatever it was or is done something. And so we started looking at, my wife and I, and I said, you know what? I'm 18 years behind you, so it probably wouldn't hurt for me to start drinking.
To start trying.
Yeah.
And the introduction, I called it the fountain of youth. Is that kind of what
you're spot on?
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's what
I'm 60 years old, and I feel like I'm in my 30s.
That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, look, when it comes down to it, the most important asset that an individual has is their health.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me, first of all, let's start with the name ASEA. Tell me a little bit of. First of all, let's go from the very beginning.
Okay.
What is ASEA?
ASEA, it's a the best way I've learned to describe it, it's a bio enhancement. Okay, it's not a supplement necessarily. It's classified as a supplement, but it has no nutritional value whatsoever. All it is cell signaling. We have 75 trillion cells in our bodies. And they're constantly replacing and repairing themselves. As kids up through puberty, we make a lot of it. This is why kids don't have the issues that we have when we get older.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after puberty, we start losing the ability to make as much of it. And so at age 50, you're making half of what you made as a 10-year-old. Your body's still producing it, but not enough. And this is what the aging process is. Okay, so your cells are not communicating quite as much, so they're not repairing and replacing themselves. And this is where you get toxic, damaged, or mutated cells. And if they're not being gotten rid of, get it outside your body, then that's when you start having a lot of health issues.
So, that makes sense to me. As you get older, the amount of cells, damaged cells that exist in your body are going to increase. How did this product come about? Like who was the originator of it? Like tell me a little bit more about the origins of it.
Vertus Norton was the one that kind of came across it. He had an opportunity, found a biotech company that had something. He was asked to be on the board of it. Didn't know what it was, didn't know what it could do and everything, but they had something. And then they figured it out, and it's redox signaling molecules, okay? Doctors have been studying it for 55 years now, but they know that it was in the body, but not been able to figure out how to make it outside the human body and stabilize it. And they did that about 15 years ago.
I've heard of detox, I've never heard of redox, but...
Redox is an acronym for reductants and oxidants.
Okay.
Okay. And it's positive, negative charge in your body. And so that's the signaling.
So tell me, what do you feel when you take it? Is it immediate? Does it take some time to work?
No, it's not really immediate. The only thing that's immediate is the gel version, which is the exact same thing as the liquid, except it's more concentrated, and they add a clay to it and becomes topical. And they market that as an anti-aging, put it on your skin and such, let the wrinkles go. That's the proof in the pudding. You can see a lot of changes just in a month's time. Okay. But they also found that when you put it on something that hurts, you have a reduction of pain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like bruising,
swelling, cuts.
Yeah.
I had a boating accident, and it never hurt. But I've been drinking this for long enough time, and then after that happened, I just kept lathering it up with the gel. Never had any pain medication for anything.
That's amazing. I could use that for for parts of my body, honestly. So ASEA is comes to market about 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Okay, where does it come? Is it in the United States or
it's manufactured in the United States in Pleasant Grove, Utah.
Okay.
It's shipped to, I think, 35, 36 countries now. And next year we'll be up to 44 countries.
Wow. So it's growing quickly. Is it a unique product? Is there any other product like this on the market?
There's no other product like it.
And what makes it unique?
The redox. The best way to describe it is when I asked the founder, I said, okay, who's to keep from somebody else coming in and doing this? And he said, have you ever played chess before? And I'm like, yeah. He said, whoever owns the four corners in the middle run the board.
Okay.
And the soda industry, who runs that? And I'm like, well, Pepsi and Coke. Nobody else matters. That's it.
Right.
And he said, well, in the Redox, we own all four. Nobody else is anywhere close to manufacturing or reproducing what we have now.
Wow.
That impressed me, and that's when I started looking at the business side of it.
Yeah. And so,
because I'm having fun with this.
Yeah, it sounds like well, first of all, it's personal to you because, your mother was in dire straits, and then all of a sudden she makes this recovery, and you're like, okay, well, I've seen it before in my own eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's, and obviously, you can trust your moms, that it's real.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think that what the levers start moving in your head as to what is this stuff?
Yeah. What's it doing for me?
Yeah.
I had joint pains and issues and stuff. I don't have those anymore.
Right.
Gut issues. Don't have that anymore.
So how did your mom was even able to purchase this? I mean, where did she even find it? Because I've never seen it anywhere.
It's all word of mouth.
Okay.
Okay. They don't spend a dime on advertising or drug reps or anything like that. It's all word of mouth. And because the reason it has to be word of mouth is it needs hand holding, because everybody needs different amounts. Everybody needs different applications. You can see I've got a couple of different, nebulizers for people that have, problems with breathing, okay, or allergies and such. Spray bottle for people that need, spray it on their skin or their face and such. So there's all different types of applications, but it's all still redox.
So for example, the nebulizer, how would that work? Would you put the liquid in?
Just pour the liquid in the top of this and then breathe it, or put it up against your eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just provides instant relief. So there's many facets of delivery of the same basically the same product.
It's the same product. It's how it's applied and how it gets into your body.
Gotcha. Oh, well, so, I'm looking here at ASEA, okay, and I do see that it is a supplement. So I'm assuming it's something that you don't need a prescription for.
Correct.
But you do believe that there needs to be hand-holding or instruction with regards to the consumption. Why is that?
Because it's different for everybody. Okay. Depending on what your issues are. Give you an example. I had somebody that had some issues in the prostate area. Okay. I told him, I said, we can't claim that this is any kind of, medical cure or anything like that. But my recommendation for him was get your little ice trays and make little suppositories out of them and put it where the problem is. He's all better now.
Wow. Well, obviously we can't guarantee that's going to happen with everybody.
Exactly.
But, the anecdotal evidence is what it is.
That's why it has to be word of mouth and personal experiences.
Right.
And I recommend to, give it 90 days. They do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, but not everybody gets that full effect in 30 days. But just anytime you try anything new, you got to give it time to get into your body and absorb.
What would a bottle like this, how long would this take for a normal, I know everyone's different, but let's say a normal human being, how long would a bottle of this size last them?
Probably about a week.
Okay. So you need about 4 bottles a month.
4 to 6, for the average. I take more just because of the issues that I have, and I like the way it feels.
Right. So your body has acclimated to the point where you feel it almost immediately upon consumption?
No, it's just continual. It's just that it's maintenance. Give you an idea. After 90 days, I was taking 8 ounces, and then I decided to cut back a little bit. And after about a week, my flare-up started happening on my joints again.
Wow.
I blew it off for a few days, and then it didn't go away. And I said, well, let me go back to 8. And I did, and that was fine.
So the cells degrade that quickly?
Well, it's that your body's just not making as much of it. As I say, as you get old, you're making this much as a kid, but at 60, I'm making this much.
So it's more production than degradation.
Exactly. Yeah. If I stop putting so much in, then I'll just go right back to where I was. And I don't want to. I don't think any of us do, frankly. So what are some of the ingredients that are listed in the ASEA? What's our bodies made of? Sodium chloride.
Okay.
what's the first thing you go in the hospital with? And then surgery or anything like that, they give you a bottle of an IV of sodium chloride.
Right.
That's what replenishes our cells. It's salt water.
Okay.
That's how they make it. The best way to describe how that works is, you're familiar with hydrogen peroxide.
Yes.
You know what it's made of.
Yes. Hydrogen and oxygen, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
It's essentially water.
Yeah.
The only difference between water and hydrogen peroxide is you blow apart the molecules and you rearrange them.
Okay.
2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen is water.
Right.
2 parts hydrogen, 2
2
parts
parts
oxygen.
right.
Is
It's hydrogen peroxide.
It's
Right.
the extra oxygen molecules.
Correct.
Take that same concept with ASEA, take pure salt, pure water, blow apart all those molecules, and their patented and intellectual process, they rearrange them back into redox signaling molecules.
Okay.
So even on the outside of the bottle, it says sodium chloride. There's actual redox in there, and a stamp down there says that it's actually been tested that there is true redox in each and every bottle.
Wow. Yeah, and it looks like it says water and sodium chloride, only 2 ingredients in the bottle. So is it flavor? It's probably flavorless, right?
Depends.
Or a little bit
depends
salt?
on
Yeah, okay.
depends on how toxic your body is.
Okay.
The more toxins that you have in your body, the more it's going to taste like salt water or pool water.
Right.
The less toxins you have, it's going to taste just regular tap water.
Interesting.
So every time I have somebody try it, I get a different answer of what it tastes like to them.
So let's say I want to check this out. I want to try it. What would a listener out there need to do to be able to see if this is the right product for them?
If you go to my website, it's redoxsignal.net.
Redoxsignal.net.
Yeah, and you
is that
go
all
there-
one word?
All one word.
Okay, and how do you spell that?
REDOX signal, SIGNAL .net. There's a button there you can either purchase directly from the site, or you can go to the informational videos and you can learn a lot more about all this.
And so it's as easy as that. And then from there, if you purchase it, I'm assuming it'll get delivered
It gets
straight to
delivered
your door.
directly from the manufacturer. Yeah.
And you said there's a 30-day money-back guarantee.
30-day money-back
if
guarantee.
you feel like there's not. But it usually takes about 3 months for it to
Yeah.
be really, saturated within your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you're on the website, can you get the other products as well? The lotion, the spray bottle? and
These
the
are
nebulizer?
Amazon.
Okay.
I just purchase those and give those to people.
Oh, just as a delivery
as-
device. Yes,
as-
but
yeah.
but they're not.
It's not required.
Okay.
This comes directly from the manufacturer.
Gotcha. And you said, I know we talked beforehand that there's some potential, I don't know if fraud companies would be called,
Yes.
or
If you, they've found that if you get it on Amazon, that it becomes fraud. They end up kind of draining it and putting just regular salt water back
in it.
So you're not going to get the redox.
Right. So
And it's cheaper just to get it through a rep like myself.
right, and there's also certifications, and that you're
You're getting it directly from the manufacturer.
right.
When you do that, you get redox points, which you can use for free products as well.
Gotcha. And is there people in the villages? Is it pretty popular there?
It's becoming more and more popular. The word's spreading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people live in the villages? It's got to be.
I
close
hear
to
different numbers, anywhere from 130 to 150,000.
I was going to say 100,000, but
Yeah.
that blows my mind. That's crazy. If you haven't been to the villages before, it's a one of a kind place.
Yep.
And word of mouth is really important in the villages because everybody, knows each other.
Everybody talks.
Yeah, and it's like the old
Good
school,
and bad.
It's the old school way of where people actually talk to each other in person, as opposed to the new school way where everybody's hiding at home behind their
Yep.
phones and their computer screens.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a throwback to the old ways, so to speak.
Right.
And that's awesome. Now it looks like you. Your mission is to introduce the ASEA to the residences of the villages, and in a short period of time, you've really grown it in terms of the reach. But anyone anywhere can purchase this product.
Anywhere around the world.
Okay, and there's no prescriptions needed.
Nope.
No dot. You don't have to worry about anything other than just making sure that if you're taking it, just be cognizant of the amount you're taking.
Yeah, and a lot of we recommend don't change any medications or anything that you're taking. The only reason you would is if it's something, if you're having issues with blood sugar, but you're constantly monitoring it, and you may end up having to reduce it.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So you do have to,
pay attention to your body.
Don't just chug the whole bottle when you get it.
No. Start off slowly.
It's not that kind of fountain of youth.
Yeah, start off slowly and work your way up, and that's where the hand holding comes in.
Well, good. Well, we've got a couple more minutes left. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about? Mark, the floor is yours. Any other, either about ASEA or anything else that you think might be interesting to the viewers out there?
You know what? A lot of it is, this is something that's completely new to a lot of people. And if they go through and actually spend some time and learn about what it is and how it works and the science behind it, it will start to make a lot more sense. Because it's foreign to people, people don't really kind of think that much about it. I kind of reference back sometimes to, penicillin.
Right.
Okay. When penicillin first came out, it was bread mold. Everybody kind of laughed about it. It's like, how's bread mold going to help infections and such? Mm-hmm. But it was like 15, 20 years or so before it actually became mainstream, and it took a war before that actually came about. Okay. So right now we're just kind of waiting for that chasm to be reached to where all of a sudden everybody knows about it and everybody has it.
Yeah, they say that necessity is the mother of invention, right? So what's a bigger need than staying young?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing is a lot of times we don't know what's brewing inside of our bodies until it surfaces.
Sure.
And then sometimes that's too late, and then that's when you have to deal with Western medicine and such. There's a place for Western medicine.
Absolutely.
For emergencies, but normally our bodies are not designed to keep taking medications for 10, 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. So this can help, with that.
And because it's just increasing the amount of your existing cells, right? It's not
it's amplifying your signaling between your immune system and your cells.
Right.
Your cells are constantly replacing all the time.
So it's not like you're taking in someone else's cells. You're just increasing the signal of your existing.
You're replacing your own. You're getting your own cells, the toxic ones. You got to drink a lot of water, a lot of fluids to flush it out. Okay, that's how do you get rid of it. If you ever had a massage, what's the first thing they give you after your massage? Water. Yeah. Because they stirred up the toxins. That's how you get it out of the body.
Well, it's interesting. We have a lot of clients that go through surgeries, and what they've been doing recently, this is in the past year, is stem cell therapy in addition with the surgeries. And the clients absolutely love the stem cell therapy because they feel like their own body is involved in the healing process, which it seems like
this is going to amplify the signal between your stem cells and your regular cells.
So I don't want to state anything incorrectly for the record, but it's almost like liquid stem cell therapy. If you wanted to, if I wanted to make it simple,
could be, yeah. It's just it's not the cells itself,
right?
But it's the communication to repair and replace it.
And that's what the body does incredibly miraculous things on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so if we can activate the body in a positive manner, then the results can
the best way to describe it is if this building was on fire and I'm grabbing my cell phone, if that cell signal didn't work too well, what's going to happen to the building? They don't know when to come or where to go.
You're probably not going to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
No fire department's going to come and respond. So
exactly.
Yeah, I get it. All right, well, we're nearing the end of the show. Once again, before we leave, I want you to give the information on how our listeners and the viewers can obtain your product from you personally.
Okay, well, like I said, the easiest way is the website, which is redoxsignal.net. My phone number is 352-775-1777. And if you want to email me, you can do that through the website, or my email address is Cline, CLINE, @redoxsignal.net.
Well, Mark, you've been a great guest today. Mark Cline, for the record, We really appreciate you coming in to
Thanks,
the
this is a lot of
studio.
fun.
We're here as I always have to give the plug. We're here at Spurrier's. This is the official Spurrier's podcast room. We're lucky to have this room because it's a very special room. These are all, helmets of all the teams that he played for during his career as a Gator. Although the SEC I don't think would count, but the rest of them he's either coached or played for during his career. And it's always, and I know you guys are going to enjoy dinner here afterwards.
Absolutely. And I hear there's a great martini special.
There's a great martini special, Tuesday martini specials here at Spurrier's. I'm sure Freddie Weeby would love the plug as well, so we appreciate it. And once again, Mark is also a member of the BNI group in Wildwood, along with our fabulous business development director, Angel Torres.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And she is awesome. We're lucky to have her. And we're lucky to have you here too, Mark. And so
Thank you.
we hope that you and Elizabeth have a great dinner tonight.
Okay.
And we appreciate you come into our show.
Absolutely. Pleasure
All right.
meeting you.
You too.
All right. Take
right.
care. Thanks.
Until next week, Meldon Law and Friends.